I'm here at Lambeau Field. Here is 10 degrees out here, and I'm interviewing the super fans, the true fanatics of the Green Bay Packers, and we're gonna go out and do an investigating report and figure out what brings them out here in this cold and why are they so devoted to the Green Bay Packers. So Darren, what brings you out here in this cold?
It's a big family. These guys that I'm all here tailgating with, love them. I wouldn't miss a Sunday without them. So yeah, it's always a good time. So
what brings you out on a Sunday morning in the cold at 7 degrees?
I just finished my third semester at college, came home. My dad does it every weekend. So it's super fun.
Florida, you came here from Florida?
Lake Alfred, Florida.
What the hell? What do you think about the word cult?
Cult? Well, you got good cults and bad cults. Good ones are the Packers.
Boy, you came in this degree just to hang out?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Yes.
Okay, right, it says, think of only 3 things: your God, your family, and the Green Bay Packers. In that order, Vince Lombardi. This is Kabir on KGB 94 TV here in Lafayette, Tennessee at Straitway Truth Ministry to find out if Straitway Truth Ministry is a cult. Let's go find out why there are so many people here that's so fanatic about this ministry. What was the number one reason why you came here to Straitway Truth for the Feast of Tabernacle?
The number one reason? Because it's a moedim that we're commanded to be at, celebrate with the Father and prepare for our wedding day.
So what was the number one reason why you came out here for the Feast of Tabernacle this year?
I came here to be, tuned in with the Most High Yah.
I came from England.
You mean the UK? I just want to make sure.
Yes, yeah, the UK.
What was the number reason why you came?
Just to meet everybody, who we've been, getting to know one another on Marco Polo, and just to really get to know our brothers and sisters. You can really feel Yah's presence here, and you can really feel how genuine and humble and people are really seeking to be righteous.
I found me some more fans. I found one that got dragged out here, and I got one who is a super fan. We're at Lambeau Field. What brings you out here in this cold Sunday morning?
the Packers and this group of people right here that we've been with for several years tailgating together, and that makes it all worthwhile.
What was the number one reason why you came to the Feast of Tabernacle here at Straitway Truth?
Because I came for the fellowship and for really the peace on the land.
Number one is commanded by Yah, and this is my family, and I would be no place else for the feast.
Number one reason why you came here for the Feast of Tabernacle?
To praise Yah.
Cool. What brings you out here in this cold 7 degrees here at Lambeau Field?
Well, other than we have an amazing football team this year. Just the atmosphere is great, you know, the people, the fans, you get the brats going. Even though it's cold, we still get through. We got a couple heaters, a couple layers, a couple beers. You're having a great time. You don't even feel it.
What brings you guys out here? It's so cold out here.
The people and the game, obviously. But yeah, the environment, you can't beat it.
What was the number one reason why you came here to Straitway Truth in Tennessee for the Feast of Tabernacle?
Seeking change within ourselves and the Most High Yah's way.
Most importantly was to receive the Holy Spirit, and I actually did.
What was the number one reason why you came out here for the Feast of Tabernacle this year?
For the fellowship of the brethren.
So it seems like there's a lot of fellowship here, a lot of camaraderie here for you guys.
The fellowship with the brothers and actually be able to see Pastor Dow up close again.
Who are you here to see? Who are you here to root for?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, that's who you're here for. Would you consider the Green Bay Packers fans a cult?
Oh yeah, definitely.
How do you feel about being part of a cult?
It's a great thing.
Do you know you are part of a cult?
Absolutely.
And you're proud of that?
Absolutely.
When did you find out about Straitway being considered a cult? And how does it feel to know that you're part of a cult like Straitway?
I did not know Straitway was a cult. I look around, it's not a cult unless you're talking about it's a culture. It's a culture. In that case, it's like, oh yeah, you know, I'm part of a cult. Sure, feels good to me.
When I first realized that people considered it was a cult was actually from my own family. They brought up same thing, Jim Jones, Dave Koresh, because at first, you know, it got me upset a little bit, but then I learned from Pastor, he who angers you controls you, so I just let it roll. Doesn't even bother me now. I'm glad I'm here.
This cult, I love this cult. If that's what they want to call it, I would do anything for any of my brothers, any of my sisters, and all 6 of us, my family, my children, my master, we're all here, all 6 of us, and you can't find that anywhere else, and we are truly, truly loved.
When you hear the word cult, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Us.
Okay. Have you heard the saying that Straitway Truth is a cult? What do you think? How does that make you feel that you may be part of a cult?
I think it's fine, and I think Jesus was a cult leader himself. It is a cult because it's a culture. Pastor Dow is a culture leader, so it is.
So how do you feel to know that you are a Packer cult?
I'm proud.
You're proud?
Proud,
okay.
yeah.
All right. And how do you feel knowing that you're part of what the world may consider a cult?
After understanding what a cult is, it seemed like, man, to me, that's the way to be. It was like reverse psychology, how they make it be, how they make it come about to thinking it's something negative. You're going to be drinking some kind of Kool-Aid and all kind of just negative things.
I think I knew instantly when joining Straitway that the majority of people would call it a cult. It's just the way society today has been trained.
So how does it feel to be a part of the Green Bay Packer cult?
It's been that way in my whole life.
Go, Pack, go! The Bears still suck!
But, you know, we don't wear tracksuits, we don't drink Kool-Aid, and we're not waiting on comets to pass, so.
I'm here to do an investigation report of Straitway Truth Ministry to see if they grow their own Kool-Aid. We're here in their greenhouse and looking to see if we can find any Kool-Aid being grown here. I think I may have found something here. What is this? Oh, no, it's Summer Crisp. We got cross lettuce. Man, I can't find the Kool-Aid. They actually grow real food here, but no Kool-Aid. And all the people here at Straitway that was here for the feast are gone. They came and gone as they pleased. There you guys have it. I cannot find any Kool-Aid being grown in the greenhouse of Straitway Truth Ministry. All right. What is your definition of a cult?
This following and passion for something.
It's really messed up what's going on here. I don't really know how this all began, but it doesn't make sense to me.
When you first thought of cult, what did you think it meant?
Woodstock.
We hear about Straitway Truth being a cult before you actually joined or participated with Straitway Truth Ministry before you got here?
No, sir. Learned that after I was in and the absurdity of it.
How do you feel to know that you're a part of a ministry that's considered a cult?
Feels good. The reason it feels good is because, you know, Jesus himself is the biggest cult leader. It feels good to be a part of the cult because we're going to be enjoying that cult for eternity.
And what did you think about that when you found out that Straitway is considered a cult?
Well, I found out after I, got here. After listening to Pastor Dow and the brotherhood, there's no way in the world that this fits their definition of a cult.
Okay, did you know that the Green Bay Packer fans would be considered a cult?
I didn't know that, but I believe it, yes.
Okay. How about that? Did you know that?
No, I don't have a hard time believing it. Just seeing everyone out here this early in the morning, it's like 6 degrees. No, that constitutes cult in my mind.
They even giving like a little tithe or offering here. Hey, who do you guys think is going to win? The Bears. Sir, how are you doing? What was the number one reason why you came to the Feast of Tabernacle? Are they going to sacrifice you? What? What the? Have you seen any animal sacrifice out here since you've been out here?
How could this happen to me?
Well, guys, as you can see, they don't have anything to say. I guess you plead the fifth. That's all we have for you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this is all going to come out. Back to you, Kabir. What inspired me to do the video was that when I first came into the truth 2 years ago, one of the things that kept on popping up, like, it's a cult, it's a cult, it's a cult. I'm like, what does that supposed to mean? I've heard those terms before, but I didn't really, and then somebody broke it down to me and says, have you ever heard of Ruby Ridge? Have you ever heard of David Koresh? So I looked into it. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like I was looking at all of the different things. And but then when I started looking behind to find out the word, the pastor talked about it, but Pastor Dow talked about it, but looked at the word, it's culture. And so I said, well, we have cults all around us. I mean, does people know what a cult is? I don't think, so I started, just doing my own little, I call it my own personal survey. I'll go around asking people, what's a cult? And everyone you talk to, some people didn't know what a cult was, or they either thought it was something negative. They thought of Jim Jones, or, just something where drinking Kool-Aid, or it was just those two went two and two together. But a lot of people didn't even know the true definition of what a cult really meant. And so, so I just took my two favorite cults, or at least two cults that I'm aware of that I know that, because I've experienced both of them. I experienced what it's like to be obviously at Straitway Truth Ministry, and then I also experienced playing for the Green Bay Packers and seeing how dedicated these fans are. I mean, this is not just a team that you see on home games. You see them on away games. I mean, they travel. You get people traveling and being outside the hotel, asking for autographs and stuff like that. So I just thought it would be kind of cool to just see what cults. You see two different cults, two different focus. One focus on Yah, the other one focus on players or football players or the game or whatever. But they have a lot of similarities. Fellowship, just getting together for a common good or a common cause. So I just wanted to be able to just put it on video where people can kind of see that, so we can redefine get back to the meaning of the true meaning of what a cult is. And so if something is bad, let it not be because of the word cult. Let it be because this is bad because they do bad stuff, or they're good because they love Jesus, or and not just because it's a cult. There's so many cults in this country. So. Well, something was, I've been never really, immersed in myself into, I think the last time was 2 years ago for the Packer Hall of Fame. Actually that was the time that my wife just left me, so it's kind of there. But it was kind of cool coming in this dynamic, because I never really ever, without just doing those, usually when I've ever been in that environment is usually because I've been asked to be there for an environment. It could be for a dinner, it could be for a fundraiser, it could just be to be speaking or everything. But to actually just go on my own free time and just go and just hang out with the fans, it actually gave me a great appreciation. I had a real good appreciation for the fans, because these are the people that were cheering me on during those years I was playing, and they continue to cheer on the Packers, period. It doesn't matter who's playing. It's not me. It could be anybody. But just to see the love that the passion that they had. I heard about it. I've seen it on TV, but to actually go in there and immerse myself in that world, in that culture, and see the things that they do, like, they cook, I know they're doing brats and drinking and their fellowship, and just see, it's not just, they just show up to a game. When I go to a game, it's totally different when I show up to a game. When I show up to a game, I just go in there and then I leave. These people show up I think there were 3 hours there before the game, warming up, people just different things, and then the 3 hours before the game, and then after that, they go to the game, and then they just have a good old time. It was just good to just to really see the fans face to face, instead of just seeing them in the crowd, but to really sit there and talk to them and get into a world, seeing that some of these people did this for years. They've been doing this they've been hanging out for years, and people travel back, even though they may go this way, they travel back just to to be a part of. So I thought it was very interesting just from that dynamic, that now I feel like my whole Packer experience is completed now. So I've been on the player side, I've seen the front office, and now I've got to actually immerse myself just a little bit. I even dressed up. You saw me all dressed up, you know, looking like a little Packer fan. So. Well, the similarities that I saw in both with the Packer fans and then the people at Straitway was just their extreme devotion to what they believe in. You know, obviously you got Straitway, everything revolves around the command, you know, Yah, the commandments. Obviously I'm a part of that. Then you got the Packer fans, they're revolving around the Green Bay Packers, the Vince Lombardi, the tradition. I mean, just their extreme, their devotion, like nothing can stop them. It can be cold, it could be wet, it could be, no matter what, they're going to show up. There's nothing that's going to keep them back. I mean, they're going to have to be like in a coma, you know. I mean, you got people showing up. I mean, it could be below 30 degrees. People will show up and continue the traditions of what they do for tailgate parties and the fans. And then you even see, like, even churches, like, I mean, you have to understand, I played on Sundays, so I never got to really go to church. We did our own little chapel service the night before or whatever. But now that I'm a civilian, I call it going back into civilian life now, and seeing how church ends early in town here. I mean, you go to church here, if the game is at 12 o'clock, and you got church service at 10 o'clock, it will be cut at 11. You notice that, the Packers must be playing a home game and it must be at 12, because literally church, so literally this whole town literally revolves around the Green Bay Packers. God takes backseat to the Green Bay Packers on Sunday. Now with Straitway, same thing. You see the devotion. It could be, I mean, you got people setting up tents for, because, you know, when you go to Straitway, I mean, it's obviously where Pastor Dow lives and some other saints and stuff. So people get tents and they put their tents out. It could be raining, muddy. It doesn't matter what the weather is. These people show up. They don't only show up to, it's raining, we're not going to show up. No, these people show up in some crazy conditions. And they're sleeping at night when it's cold. You know, they got their heater. They want to be there. This is something that they believe that they are commanded to do. They love Yah, and they do it for the love. Both of them are doing it for love. They do it for the love of football, the love for the Packers. Straitway's doing it for the love of Yah, the love of their neighbor. I mean, it's love. I mean, love is the common theme. The love for the thing that they're worshiping or that they putting up high, and then the love for their fellow man or their fellow sister or their, you know, I mean, you just see a lot of similarities, and that's what I hope that this film would show, just to show a lot of similarities. And one is revolved around football, players, you know, the game, and one is revolved around Yah, you know, the fellowship of of their fellow man and stuff like that. So that's it. I guess what I want my viewers to, my conclusion is this, is that there's so many cults in America. I mean, you got the United States military, that's a cult. You got the Catholic Church, you got, you know, that's a cult. You know, they got their own culture. You got the Boy Scouts, you got the KKK, you got there's so many different places. Walmart is its own culture. Apple computer, that's a culture in itself. I mean, when you work there, it's not like you just work at this. They have their own culture, their own, even the legal society. Now with even the legal society, they have their own culture, their own language, their own jargon. When I played for the Green Bay Packers, we had our own jargon. Even how we speak, even within the football teams, is just their own different cultures and stuff. So I hope people can just see at the end of the day, a cult is just culture. Let's get back to the original root of what cult really means. It's just, there's so many cults. And to really emphasize what makes a cult bad. And now if it's just their ideology and you don't agree with them, just because you don't agree with them, does that make it a bad things. Matter of fact, we were fortunate to get a Bear fan there. You know, we had a Bear fan. Is the Packer cult a bad cult because they like the Packers and not the Bears? I mean, does that make it now evil and to the point where you want to break up a family or something? No, or is it just like, hey, you know, you love the Packers, I love the Bears. You know, okay, you love football, and we love Yah. Okay, can we all just, you know, live in harmony, I guess, and let's just respect one another and say that's what's good for you. But you know, don't sit here and look down on one group just because it's not something that you jive with. As long as we're not hurting our fellow man, and we you know, just like common law, you know, as long as we're not hurting anybody, leave us be. You know, you want to celebrate the Packers, knock yourself out. You want to celebrate Yah, knock yourself out. Hey, no harm, you know. But don't look at us like we're crazy or weird, or you know, like to the point where it just becomes destructive, you know. So anyway, that's what I hope that people would be able to walk away to say that, hey, you know something, there's cults out there all around us. We have cults all around us. This is nothing special. Now, it may be special what they're reverencing or what they're revering. Everybody's revering something. The military, it's about code, you know, for your fellow man, whatever. I mean, everybody has their own culture, their own rules, their own statutes and codes and things that they go by, and it's not all bad. I mean, not all cults are bad. I would even say, I mean, I like our cult. I like the Straitway cult. But I wouldn't say that the Packers are a bad cult, you know, just because it's not necessarily, but it's just a football, you know, they love football and they just want to go watch a good football game. I watched the Super Bowl. I mean, did I sin for watching the Super Bowl? I watched it, you know, my Ishaya, you know, her team was Kansas City. She came from Kansas City. It was kind of good. We actually enjoyed the game. You know, I was at the edge of my seat and cheering like, come on, try to, you know, I got it. I don't watch football like a lot, but it was good, you know. So, but I don't make it my life. So, hey, I hope you enjoyed the film. Testing 1, 2, 3. ABC, can you please blah 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 blah? You guys want something to eat? You're shitting. He's literally shitting. You see how they shit?
Are you considering becoming a cult member of the Green Bay Packers?
I think I'm already a part of it, but I wasn't a cult. But I think I'm a part of the family now. I don't know. Potentially being part of a cult, or was it more after you got here? Over. Sorry about that. This will be edited. Sorry. Let me do it again. Okay, I'm in a walkie-talkie. Over. And we got the cult leader here himself, right here. This is who they all worshiping. What did you think the word cult mean, or what did that mean?
Honestly, I thought it was something that all white people did. Black people. Black cult before. You never. Not once.